Good evening and welcome to this Thursday night edition of The Extra Point. I'm Max Williams. In 2024, the Cardinals didn't have to deal with Christian McCaffrey in either of the matchups against the 49ers. They won't have that same luxury when they head up to Santa Clara this weekend. McCaffrey, he's healthy again, and the last time he was at full speed, the Cardinals, they struggled to keep him corralled. In just 2 games against the Cardinals in 2023, McCaffrey put up 364 total yards and 7 touchdowns. Since then, the Cardinals have beefed up the defensive line and added more speed among the linebackers. And in one of those games, well, in their defense, they were missing one very important defender.
If you remember, I didn't play that game either, so, he's a great running back, one of the best in the league, and a guy that we are going to have to know where he is at all times because of, how the offense is ran through him. So whether that's a run game, pass game, we all got to be on one accord and doing our job and have a great plan to try and stop him. It's always a new thing. It's always, different personnel each and every year. Kyle does a great job of running his
Meanwhile, 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy was limited in practice again today, but still, his status for Sunday is up in the air. The Perry High School alum still dealing with a turf toe injury after sitting out week 2 in New Orleans. And if he's unable to go again, it's going to be Mac Jones taking snaps in the San Francisco backfield. On the Cardinals injury front, rookie cornerback Will Johnson unable to get on the field for a second straight day. Max Melton, Will Hernandez, Paris Johnson, and Tip Ryman all limited again. Cody Simon, Dante Stills, and Kelvin Beachum all full participants. The Cardinals and 49ers kick off Sunday at 1:25 in Santa Clara. We'll see if they can find early success in the NFC West. Meanwhile, week 3 of the NFL season already underway with a divisional matchup on Thursday Night Football. Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins, picking it up in the 4th quarter. Game tied at 21. Buffalo forced to punt, but you can't make this mistake. Zach Sealer called for roughing the punter there. Bills get a chance, and here's Khalil Shakir taking it 15 yards to the house. That puts up Buffalo 28-21. Midway through the 4th, Tua Tagovailoa trying to make something happen, but it's intercepted. Terrell Bernard, he's got other plans. This interception seals it. Buffalo adding a field goal in the final minute for a little bit of security in the 31-21 win over Miami. Allen completing 78% of his passes for 213 yards and 3 touchdowns. James Cook, 108 on the ground and another score as the Bills improve to 3-0, while Miami heads into week 4 still looking for that first win. In college football now, exciting news today for Sun Devil fans. Arizona State and Kansas nearing an agreement to play their game next year in London's world-famous Wembley Stadium as part of a new multi-year deal called the Union Jack Classic. That's according to Scott Hamilton of the Post and Courier. The deal still hasn't been finalized, but it'd be the first college football game ever played in London. Could be big considering Wembley regularly hosts NFL games, seating up to 90,000 spectators. Wow. Still ahead on the Extra Point. A bounce-back performance by the Mercury and Satu Sabali brings them back home for a do-or-die showdown in the WNBA playoffs. And the D-backs still have hopes of reaching the MLB playoffs, but they'll need a little help from their foes. Back on the Extra Point, coming into today, 4 teams are vying for the 3rd and final wildcard spot in the National League. The Mets with a game-and-a-half advantage over the Diamondbacks. With the Reds and Giants just another half game behind. No movement today from the D-backs with the day off, but the other 3 all in action. Let's start at the top. The Mets hosting the Padres this afternoon. San Diego also in that wildcard race with a 4-game cushion over New York. But the Mets looking like they have something to play for. The polar bear, Pete Alonso, gets the scoring going with a solo homer in the 1st, adding to his franchise record. Padres tied it up with a sac fly in the 3rd, but New York's Brandon Nimmo breaks this game wide open in the bottom of the inning. A 3-run homer makes it a 5-1 game. New York added another run before it was over, but the Mets take it 6-1. FYI, the Padres have the tiebreaker between these 2 teams if it comes to that. The D-backs chasing the Mets while the Reds chase the D-backs. Cincinnati hosting the Cubs today, who have already clinched their wildcard spot. This one scoreless until the 4th. Will Benson lines one to right center, bringing in Austin Hayes, giving Cincy a 1-0 lead. And that's all it would take to get the win. Reds take it 1-0 to pull even with the D-backs. In Hollywood now, Dodgers and Giants duking it out. It was scoreless until the 6th. Until this, Mookie Betts to short. Here comes Ben Rortvedt to the plate. Safe. Dodgers take the lead. Also, Freddie Freeman adds to it with an RBI single. That one scores Ohtani. The Dodgers pitchers walk 10 Giants, but still come away with the win. Dodgers magic number is 6. So here's how that changes the wild card picture. Stay with me here. Wins by the Mets and Reds put the D-backs 2 games out of a playoff spot. Now tied with Cincinnati. Arizona with just 9 games left to play. They're going to want to stack some wins, but this is not going to be easy. Their upcoming schedule isn't doing them any favors. It starts with the NL East leading Phillies coming to Chase Field this weekend for a 3-game set. Then they get the Dodgers for 3 at home before heading to San Diego to finish off the season against the Padres. Phillies have already clinched a playoff spot. Only 2 games separate LA and San Diego for the top spot in the NL West. Mercury, well, they're in a different kind of playoff fight after dominating the New York Liberty in a win last night. The Merc get to come home for a winner-take-all Game 3 on their home court, and a big part of that win is thanks to the performance of Satu Sabally. In Game 1 at home, the Unicorn hitting just 1 of 10 three-point attempts while shooting just 11% from the floor. She made a point of flushing that performance and coming out stronger in Game 2, and boy, she sure did. Sabally going 5 for 11 on the night, including 2 of 4 from long range. The kind of bounce back she and, of course, her teammates all expected.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of talk about her last game and what percentage she shot. But, I said it earlier in media that if you haven't had a game like that, then you haven't been playing at the highest level. And we have the utmost confidence in her, and we knew that she was going to come out and do her thing tonight.
I think it's really important not to focus on headlines that focus on negativity. I'm a great player, and I know that, that game was not who I am. And just like I kept saying, having the teammates back up, just having their encouraging words, knowing that 1 out of 10 is just not what I do. And just really staying confident within yourself.
Mercury, they're back at home tomorrow night for one more matchup against the Liberty. Winner advances to face top-seeded Minnesota. Loser goes home for the season. Tip-off at PHX Arena is set for 6 o'clock on ESPN2.